Building layers in your resin artwork creates effects and details that can't be matched in any other way. It's well worth the time, the product, and the effort to get results like this. All right, I'm going to try a little bit different approach in today's tutorial. I'm going to be showing everything in fast speed. So it's not about the techniques as far as manipulating the resin itself. It's more about building layers. My first layer on this 24 by 24 inch canvas is using a new resin to me. It's called Superclear, and I bought this and wanted to give it a try. I like to try different resins from time to time. This one is really thick. It has a very short window time to work with it. I had about 30 minutes to work with this, so I had to be quick and get it maneuvered all around the canvas. I've used a total of, I think, 5 or 6 colors here. I didn't want to get into a lot of details on this one because, again, this was going to be my base layer. So I'll add a little splash of color here and there, but for the most part, I wanted to just lay that first layer down so that I had something to build on. In order to get the resin to spread, since it was so thick, I couldn't just use my hair dryer. I had intended to use that for the whole first layer, but it was getting so thick I needed to use something that would go hotter, and so I went to my heat gun. I had that nozzle tip, and I just put down little small puddles, filling that in, trying to build in some details for the background. And that's it. We'll get all little pieces of lint out and let it cure overnight. All right, we're going to start working on the second layer. It's the next day. Everything is cured. And I'm going to make this piece, or I should say this layer, in 2 batches. So I'm working on, to me, it's the top half. To you, it's the bottom of your screen. And I'm working in that section of the canvas, and I'll be adding my colors into that. But first I want to lay down a nice thick layer of clear coat resin. This is the Counterculture DIY, their artist resin. Now I'm coming back in with the same colors that I used yesterday. This is Rustoleum's Enamel paint. It's called Sunshine Yellow. And then I'm adding in the Black Diamonds Scarlet along with Artisue's Snow White Pigment. And I'll use my heat gun to blow and stretch those colors out across the canvas. So I'm just going to keep working in small puddles to build those areas. Just find a spot where you feel like you need to add more interest. That's the thing about working in layers, because now if you're committing to doing that, you can come back to these layers and you can tweak and add in the effects that you want to get. So even though I was very happy with what I did yesterday and I'm really pleased with my colors, I just want to tease out some small spots where I just want to build into the depth. The layering and the pulling of the resin and stretching it out, that's where you get those cells. I'm having some difficulty with the pooling on this canvas. There's a lot of weight to it, so I have to tip the canvas to pour off some of that resin. And I have a little bit more of the white left in this cup, so I'm going to get that out there real quick, and off I go to make some more resin up. Okay, so here's another batch. Again, this is 14 ounces, so it was 2 batches, 14 each. And I only tinted small amounts. So I'm putting the clear down, putting a nice layer to build out and work with the colors in this resin layer. Putting that layer of clear down helps to create an area where the resins with the color are going to flow nicely into one another. So I'll warm the whole thing up, pop the bubbles, and then I come back and use that heat gun again to stretch and push those resin colors across one another. This is what's building up the details and the cells. So by using the heat gun and the torch together, you can see I hit it with the torch and then I stretch it with the heat gun, and that's what pulls out those cells. Having the cells accumulate and build over top of yesterday's layer, that now creates windows into the colors that are beneath it. So this is where the layering comes in and really gives a nice look to it. Having the spots that are clear, it allows everything to push against one another, and it has everything flow nicely. Now down in this corner, I had some trouble again because the canvas was sagging a little bit on me. So things didn't want to really move in the directions that I wanted. They wanted to flow back towards the middle. So lifting the canvas up and pushing it over the edge, that helped to push off some of that extra weight. That's the end of the resin, and everything's covered. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, day 3, and we're putting down the 3rd layer. Again, back to Counterculture DIY and their artist resin. I batched up a total of 24 fluid ounces on this. Since it's the final layer, I know that that's going to be adequate. And I'm making sure that I'm getting good coverage and taking it all the way to the sides. I have a couple of small cups that I've pigmented, and I put down a little bit of clear. There we go. Start blowing and creating a little bit more layer and color onto those spots. By adding the same color on top, I create another layer of depth. And also by adding in the colors from other areas, it helps to blend and fill in, using the torch and the heat gun to stretch it out. That's what's going to create those lacing details. If I have too much, I can just tilt the canvas and pour a little bit off the side. There you can see just how nicely this stretches out. That torch really stretches them. If the pigment is on top of that clear color, that's where you get those windows down into the bottom. So if you're using a contrasting color and you can get those cells to open up, that's where you get that contrasting color. And one more pop of the black diamond pigments, the Scarlet and Purple Haze, and the combination is spectacular. I'm loving this together. Little hit with the torch there to stretch it out, open up those cells. I went a little heavy on the torching in that spot, so let's push that over the edge. And we're gonna look around, see if we see any spots here. Touch up where there's some openings. Look for the lint, clean all that up. Get ready on the table here. And one more pour of clear on top. I did scorch that a little bit, but it was still fluid enough that I patched it up with that clear on top. Well, it's looking like my work is done, and we are going to put a cover over top of this to let it cure and keep any of the dust particles out. And we'll go outside and get a look at this in the bright light of day tomorrow. All right, we're all set, and here it is. This is called Scarlet Pandemic. And let's zoom in real close and get some look at these details. They are fabulous. The cells are exploding off of this canvas. Look at this spot with the windows right down through the layers. It really works nicely. I love these purples. It's a really nice mica pearl powder that sparkles in the sunlight. Both the Purple Haze and the Scarlet are really fun to work with. And again, here's some more of that webbing and lacing that happens when you put down those clear layers and build and stretch your layers of color over top. If you're interested in finding out more about the pigments and the products that I used in this work, I'll have everything listed in the description box. If I have a link, please use that link. Sometimes it'll save you some money off of your purchase, but it always does help me. I don't charge for any of my tutorials, and it's one way that I'm able to support my channel. I appreciate you guys watching. By all means, give it a try, have fun, and it's always great to have you here at Moonkusser Art. We'll see you next time.